Hey there, welcome to day 63 of playing chess every day into our Reach 1500 Elo. Currently we're at 1198 after a win and a loss yesterday. Or actually it was 2 days ago because yesterday I was a little too busy to get a game in. So let's go ahead and just jump into a 15-minute rapid game here. And see what we get. Alright, we're up against, almost a 1300. Okay, I'm going to play the Slav defense against d4. Last time I misplayed it because I accidentally brought my knight out before pushing c6 first, so I need to do c6. I keep facing my highest rated opponents. I think yesterday I did, or 2 days ago. And he was like a 1275 or something, and now we have a 1297. Okay, so he goes ahead and opens this up right away. If he didn't do that, I probably would have taken. But because he did, I think I'm going to play it differently. I haven't played as many Slav games. I've mostly been getting Karo Khan games, so I'm pretty inexperienced in the Slav so far. If I go here, queen here, it's going to put too much pressure on me. I think I need to go knight first, either way. Okay, so he still is putting more pressure on my pawn here. 1, 2, and then he has this option. If I develop my bishop out, then that's going to be like kind of a fork there. So I want to develop the bishop, but I'm not going to be able to yet. I might end up having to play with the semi-Slav with the closed-in bishop. Or do I? If I take, he takes, and I don't want to take. That just gives him great activity for his bishop. I think I'm just going to try to play the semi-Slav. Just keep this simple and then focus on getting the bishop to a good square. Which I think will end up being here. Actually, will it? Oh, well, he takes, so I think that makes it a little easier for me because then I can reopen this. And now my bishop is free again. And his dark square bishop is actually locked in from this. So let's go ahead and probably just go with this pin, I would say. Seems like a good option. Here, 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 maintain the pin. Pushing everything is not going to be good for his king side. So yeah, I think that seems like a good square. Cut. Go back. I mean, that is totally fine, right? Then I go here. He can't take or anything. The knight's not close enough. So he'll have to weaken his king side if he wants to push the pawn. Okay, he doesn't do that. He just defends that. Let's see, where do we want to go here? I have this. Take, take. Knight moves. Take, take. Check. Block. Have this. Queen can come over here. Double attack, he'll probably just take. Then I'm putting pressure on this pawn. I kind of like that, but I don't know. It was a lot of different moves I was looking at. And I couldn't just simply develop this knight first. I feel like that's probably safer, just develop. As long as there's no threats he has. If he moves here, we just trade. And here I have the option to trade the knight. Okay, yeah, let's just develop. Because this is the square we're going to want our knight to go to anyway. Okay, we don't have any potential pin on the king here. Because the king is castled. I should try to get my king castled. I don't have the check I was looking at here either. Now that the king is castled, I was looking at if the knight was traded and then maybe go for this check. But it wouldn't really do anything because I think he just blocks it. Didn't necessarily give me anything. I'm still fine with him pushing this. Let's simply develop the bishop. Do I want to develop it here? It doesn't really threaten anything. It's not pinning anything, and if I take the knight, this doesn't really hurt his pawn structures. It just supports the center. So I think I'll probably go here. To me, this seems better. And then we have two attackers on this square if the knight tries to jump in. Although I guess if he does jump in, we'll probably take here first. Okay, then he takes back. Yeah, then we take. So should be good. One thing I really like to do, it always helps me, is just keeping his knights from getting to my side of the board. So I like that this one can't really come to my side of the board. And now this one goes back. So I think we'll just take that trade, because I don't want him to take and then have to put my knight on the edge here. Other option is we come down here. I almost feel like coming down is good, but I don't really know why. Maybe control of this square, so if we attack the pawn, the rook can't defend. But for now, the bishop is covering it anyway. But his dark square bishop is so bad right now. Where does this knight want to go? It can't go here. So take, or he could take with the knight. The bishop is still trapped in here, so if I can use his bad bishop, the lack of his active bishop, or his bishop being active, to try to create an attack, like get the rooks double, then attack the center, maybe that can help me. I think I'll just take as opposed to going down. Just keeps it more simple. I can go... Where can I go? Are there any pawn breaks I should go for? Here, it gives me an isolated pawn. I don't think I like that. Here, he has two attackers. Let's castle first. Queen's coming out. I don't know what it does. It's not really threatening anything. But I still don't have a good place to put this knight. I might try to work this knight over this way. But I don't have a good pawn break, because I don't want to isolate this pawn. I could play here and then here. And then we'd maybe end up with two pawns in the center instead of an isolated pawn. But let's just move the rook to the open file first. And then, yeah, knight to here. Okay, so he's trying to go for pawn move here. He has two defenders. I have 1, 2, 3 attackers. Oh wait, no, he has 3 defenders, because that knight. If I take, he can take one of the knights, take with a knight. And there's no pins or anything like that, because there's not, the queen or the king are not back here. And he's threatening to fork here, so we can't allow that. I don't really want to take, but I probably should. Either I take or I move one of these pieces. This here, both of these are protected. Okay, I think I'll just take. Okay, knight takes. Do we want to just trade everything? I don't really want to give the bishop up for no reason, so probably trade. It does free up his bad bishop, but that's not a huge deal. Like, sometimes I focus maybe a little bit too much on like trying to trap pieces in, when sometimes the engine says it's really not that big of a deal. It doesn't help that much if you're, especially if you're giving up other stuff that you'd kind of want to do. So probably take with the knight. Maybe we try to put more pressure on it. It'll just move though. Still can't put my knight to a great square. Otherwise, move here, here, back, here, back. Then I put pressure on this pawn, which is isolated. I actually kind of like that. And if he takes here, I just bring this knight out, which is better because this one is pretty inactive. So yeah, I think I like that idea. Take, yeah. Let's go here. And when this knight takes back, if he takes, then we also open up the queen to attack the pawn on d4. And I guess if he didn't do anything, I guess I'm threatening... no, not really. I was going to say I'm threatening this, take, and then I have two attackers on the knight. But if I take here, he can just take back with the knight. So, yeah. But if he took back with the pawn, then that would be... that would allow me to take here, I think. The pin is a little bit annoying because he's triple attacking the knight. It's twice defended. I can either move the rook here. I can move the bishop back. I can move the queen here. Threatening... Still not quite threatening this because he can take back with the knight. Oh wait, no, never mind. It is defended 3 times. I kind of forgot that the queen was already looking at it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. But I don't really like the knight being pinned. I'll probably just play this. If he wants to trade it, it should be okay. If take, 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 it does double my pawns. So maybe that's not great. I'll probably just play the rook forward here to add another defender and then maybe prepare to double up rook soon. I have to be careful about any knight moves. Knight can come here, I can take... Okay, I think it's okay. If the pawn pushes, you just take that way. Okay, I think I go here and then after I push the pawn. Hopefully that's not missing anything. I also could go ahead and take this and kind of force him to take back here, otherwise... No, I can't actually win the knight because of the pin here now. So I do want to get out of that pin shortly. So yeah, probably would just push the pawn to force him to take or go back. And then I could potentially try to go for like a triple stack with the rook, the queen, and then the other rook. And just take over the e-file. So yeah, this knight still cannot jump forward from the pawn here. This knight can't jump here, so we take like that. He can take. He has his 3 attackers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. And I like the potential for attacking this pawn. And he'll probably just be able to support with his rooks pretty easily, but then his rooks will be somewhat tied to the pawn and not quite as active. And is this a good move at all? Put pressure on the pawn. Support the bishop. If the bishop takes, the knight can take back. But then I'm pressuring the pawn. If the pawn takes, then we have the double attack here. So I think this could be good. I don't know. I don't know if that's better or if the triple stack idea is better. Okay, pushes the pawn forward. I guess, actually, I guess that could be annoying, because once I take, he takes with the knight. So I take, he takes with the knight. And then that's working this, you know, hitting the bishop, putting pressure here. So he'll have 4 attackers, and then he'd still be threatening to double my pawns, I think. One, two, three, four. So I might want to just move the rook up and allow him to take here if he wants to. Pushing, I guess he could push as well there, but I don't think I want to allow him to get here and attack on these two. And this he kind of needs to do something about. So let's try that. The only thing is he can just go back like this, and I have to move again. And maybe I would go here, pin the bishop to the queen. Okay, let's try this. Once again, let's double check our defenders on this. So we have 1, 2, 3. He has 3 attackers. The knight can't come in yet to add a 4th attacker. Might be interested in just trading this knight off for the bishop. We no longer have an attack on the pawn being on d4. And yeah, I would like to get out of the pin soon. Okay, he takes. Oh, yeah, never mind. For some reason, I thought that the bishop, I didn't realize it was guarded by the knight, actually. Because I expected him to move the bishop. If I take back, then I'm going to be the one with the isolated pawn. So it's either I take back or I try to create some other kind of threat right away. Take. No, that doesn't do anything. Take here, he takes back. If I take here, knight takes back, I take here. Okay, so if I take here, the knight cannot take back, because then I take here. No, but then he takes here. Then I take the pawn, and then we both lose. I don't win the pawn, because this pawn I can already take back anyway. So that doesn't seem to do anything that good. I think I'll push. No, I can't push. No, yeah, I can't push this. I can push this, and then if he trades, then the knight hops back. No, but then he takes this. So let me just take the pawn, I guess. And then we still prevent the knight from coming in. We'll have the isolated pawn. And yeah, maybe maybe I'm regretting not pushing the pawn earlier and trying to get rid of the bishop before. I don't remember exactly what move I played instead of that, but it would feel better to have gotten rid of this bishop earlier, if I could have. Also, if the knight moves, now he does have an attack on the pawn here. Yeah, yeah, I think I'm probably gonna... Do I have a tactic? Take back, take. His pawn doesn't threaten my knight anymore, so I think I do, right? I think that works. And if he takes like this... No, I still don't have the tactic because the bishop pins the queen. So if I go here, though, it unpins this knight, and it does threaten the tactic once again, I believe. Wait, no, but if I go here, then I take a defender off. So I think I need to probably just play this. I don't have a tactic yet. I can also just drop the bishop back to defend, but I kind of like the potential of taking here. Okay, I think I want to just play this. Force him to make a decision on that. Wait, but isn't it back to... Wait, can I take? Because if take... Here, take... If he takes back, I take this, so then I think that works. If he takes back like this... But this knight's pinned, so if I take here and then he takes here first, I can't take back like that, I have to take back with the pawn. I don't like that. I don't know, I'm not a fan of this. I think I'm just going to push the pawn. No, you know, I'm just going to drop the bishop back. I just want to add extra support here for now. I gave up my tactical potential here, but I couldn't quite see it working. And he still has the 3 attackers, and I didn't want to end up having to double this pawn, and then I have a double pawn and an isolated pawn. But there could still be a tactic. Now that this is not pinned anymore, this, no, but then he takes back like that. Trying to find some tactic to get the bishop. What if I take first? He takes with the knight. I don't think that leads to anything. Actually, I am double attacking. So take. He takes with the knight. He only has 1 defender. Alright, he does go ahead and take. I can't take back with the knight right now. So we take back with the bishop. And then if take, and we take back with the knight. Right? Here. Or if he just... Actually, if I come out like that, I guess he could just take the knight immediately, so maybe not. So maybe I should have unpinned right away, because actually I can't go here. Because then take... And that's not a threat because it's protected, so... Okay, I'm gonna run way too low on time here. So I think I need to just take back with the pawn. Actually, am I gonna lose the knight either way? Because even if I take with the pawn, he takes with the queen. No, I'm not gonna lose the knight. He can win the pawn, I guess. Right? Because he can take this and I can't take back. Actually, can I? I guess we would trade the queens. I could go here, but then, no, he can't go back or anything, so. But then I give up the open file. But it gives me tempo maybe to unpin this, and he's not taking the pawn though. Okay, let's go. Oh wait, no, he is double attacking the knight actually. So I think I'm just actually gonna lose the knight. So I might be totally lost here. Yeah. Can move there. Takes the knight. Yeah, I didn't see that he had this check, but I think my main mistake came a couple moves before here. This was the result of like making a mistake a little bit ago. Let's just go over, I guess. Because here he just is going to come down and take anyway. I don't really want to trade the queen off. I don't have any kind of attack. I have really bad pawns, and I'm down a knight. So, you know, I'm just going to resign because this is definitely lost, and this is a really high-rated player compared to, like, the usual range that I play against. So let's go ahead and resign, and let's check the game review and see what we did, or what we could have done better. I got a little bit, like, confused, and it was hard to keep track of everything at that. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to be too mad because he played with 95.5% accuracy, which is insanely good. Because it wasn't just like the opening. That was through like most of the middle game there. So he played really, really well. But yeah, I was getting confused with all the different things that were under threat and the different potential sequences because there were a lot of them there when everything was looking at my knight. And I almost thought I had some tactics, but none of them seemed to quite work. But they probably didn't because he played with such high accuracy. I doubt I even had any kind of tactics that would have worked. Let's go through real quick though. So that was his only inaccuracy was actually right here, taking the pawn in the opening, which I felt like was inaccurate. In fact, I felt like he was playing the opening not that great. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it just his position seemed like looked a little worse than mine. He let me open my bishop up here, and I'm pretty sure this was his only inaccuracy. Let me go. Actually, let me see again real quick. Yeah, it says he has one inaccuracy, no mistakes, no misses, no blunders. 2,000 game rating. My game rating says 1,900, but I don't know, that seems kind of generous. So, that was his only inaccuracy. They wanted me to go back, but it was still excellent, the move that I played. Okay, this is all good. This is all good. I'm slightly winning here. It likes my position. That was best to trade. This was best. So I was playing everything very accurately here. I mean, it's pretty early on in the game, but then it started getting more confusing here. Oh yeah, I guess this was my issue, is it really wanted me to take here. But I kind of wanted him to take and then put this knight, make this knight more active, so that's why I didn't. Let's see. If I take, he takes, then his knight gets a little more active, so yeah, that's why I didn't want to, but I guess the engine just doesn't care. Okay, this is a weird move. Just bring the bishop all the way back that it wants to do there. So I played that. It wasn't great. Okay, this was good. He started adding pressure and pinning the pawn. It wanted bishop back right away, which I considered, but I really liked having the threat of like taking a defender away and trying to attack the knight. But then as he put more pressure on my piece, I realized eventually that I did have to come back, or it seemed like I did. That was best. This was my miss. It wanted me to take, but if I took, I thought that this seemed really bad. Oh, I guess not, because the bishop can protect the knight. Yeah, actually, I mean, he can still trade the knight off for my bishop, but that's not a big deal. Yeah, I kind of forgot that like I can actually add another defender by bringing the bishop back. Just kind of overlooked that. But it still didn't look that good, even if I did that. It doesn't look that good. Engine says it's plus 0.45 for white. And then it wants him to take with the knight. Knight takes. Knight takes. Bishop takes. Here. Here. And then we're just totally... No, we're not totally equal because he takes the pawn. So yeah, he did set up a really good tactical position there where like almost anything I did resulted in losing something. But it's not that bad. Like, it's minus... Even though he won a pawn, it's actually only, not minus, plus 0.49. So I guess the engine thinks despite the pawn, he's not actually up a whole pawn on the eval bar. Yeah. For a while, I thought this sequence might end up being good for me because of all the things that he had that seemed like they could end up being loose or could end up being pressured. The bishop, the knight with multiple attackers on it. But I think I should have broke this pin earlier. So let me see if that would have been good to do. As soon as he played this, he has 3 attackers, 2 defenders. I guess I can't break the pin because I need to have this 3rd defender. So the only way to break the pin would be to bring the bishop back, which is what I wanted. So I guess I should have done that right away. What about if I played... No, I can't play this right away because he already had the 3 attackers. That's why I didn't play it. I mean, I have 3 defenders, but then again, I just double my pawn in front of my king, and it doesn't look that appealing to me. Looks kind of bad. Actually, let me see, though. Let me see if I did play that. Let's just see what the engine says. Okay, it's excellent. Take. 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 It says plus 0.16, so it's not that bad, but I don't know. I struggle sometimes with double pawns in the endgame. I do have the open file. It wants him to challenge the file right away. But I guess any of these options maybe were better than what ended up happening, but I didn't realize how much pressure he was going to be able to put. So let's go back to where we were. Which I think was, yeah, here he pushed the pawn. The rook move was not that good, and now he had a decent advantage after that miss. That was the main thing. Because instead of the rook move, it wanted me to take the pawn, let him take, and then just drop back. That just seemed like he was getting so much activity, though, and like pressure on that piece. This pin was really good. This made it hard to defend. And then now this was a mistake, actually. It preferred that I break the pin like this first. It says I'm losing a queen this way. Wait, plus 4.46. Okay, he had a plus 2.5. This, moving the rook, already gave him a plus 2.5 advantage. And then when I didn't move the queen, it went straight to 4.46. So those were the 2 mistakes. That's where he won the game. And he played it really well. And then I had to do that. And then I didn't see he had this really nice check to double attack the knight, still pinned. Yeah, I should have broke the pin earlier. I guess just staying in pins is never a good idea. I should always try to break them right away. Because the pin this way and the pin this way both really messed me up. Okay. So yeah, we're back down to 1192. That was our highest rated player we faced. He is a 1300 now after that game. And I kind of like playing high-rated players even if I'm taking losses because it's definitely more challenging and you can learn more from it. And I think learning from the way he played is pretty valuable because he played really well there. So I hopefully will be able to play against some more people that are around 1300 in the coming games and maybe even start beating them a few times. And I think when you beat someone that's like that much higher, you get like 10 or 11 or even 12 elo points. So if I can beat some, I'll probably go up in elo quite a bit. And yeah, this has been day 63. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on day 64.